Hi viewers, happy to join you once again with William Blake's poem Songs of Innocence. In that one we are going to see the poem called The Lamb. So I read the poem in the previous session itself, so let us move into the meaning of the poem. So when you are reading the poem, it seems that it's a child, it is written for the children. So the rhyme scheme and the very simple words and that parades that it is meant for uh, children, and in such a way it depicts that it is in innocence. So here the child is asking rhetorical questions to the lamb, that is, little lamb, who made thee? Dost thou know who made thee? So the boy is asking the lamb that, do you know that who made you? Thee refers to you. Who made you? Do you know? Once again he asked the same question, do you know who made thee? So it's a kind of a surprise. It does not require any answer from the lamb, but in a kind of a surprise he is asking that, do you know who made thee? How you got life? Who gave thee life and bid thee feed? Who gave you food? Do you know how you are made? How you have got life? How you have got food? So again he answered to the lamb that, by the stream over the mead gave the clothing of delight. So by the stream, near the stream, and over the meadow, and gave the clothing of delight. So God gave you clothing of delight, because which covers you. Your cloth, your fur covers you uh, and keeps you from cold and chill climate, which keeps you very warm, and softest clothing, woolly bright, gave thee such a tender voice. So God gave you a softest clothing and woolly and also bright, and he gave you such a tender voice. So he fed you and he gave you life, he created you, and he gave you clothing also, which you could protect yourself from hot and cold climate, and he gave you a tender voice and making all the wheels rejoice. Why you have a tender voice? That is to make the valleys rejoice hearing your voice. Little lamb, who made thee? Dost thou know who made thee? So once again the child asked the lamb that, do you know who made thee? And the child then repeats, I will tell thee, I will tell you, I will tell you. He is called by thy name. He, the the pronoun he is in capital letter, which refers that it refers to God. He is called by thy name. God called you by your name, for he calls himself Lamb. So by thy name is, your name is Lamb. So he called himself in by your name, that is Lamb. So here Blake refers to Jesus Christ, who who sacrificed himself on the cross. So he also referred in biblical terms as Lamb. Okay, so how he is meek, he is very humble, he is mild, he became a little child. So he was born as a human child on earth to redeem the human being from the sin. Okay, I, a child, So the child says, I a child and you are a lamb. So we are called by his name. So we are called by God's name. Little lamb, God bless thee. Little lamb, God bless thee. So the child asked the question to the lamb, and also it answered to the lamb that how it is very precious that even God was created, and he was he was called by the name the lamb. So it is very precious. So the lamb, you are very precious, and you are fed, and you have been given life, and you are warm through your wools, and you can protect yourself from the hot and cold climate, and you have a very tender voice. So like that, the child listed out that how it is very wonderful in the sight of God. Everyone is great in the sight of God. So he is meek. So just like that, the lamb is also very humble and meek creature. The child is also is a uh, is very innocent, and it knows these aspects when it looks at the lamb, and the child started glorifying the lamb in such a way, glorifying God himself, and he wanted the lamb to be blessed by God. So, this is the meaning of the poem, The Lamb, that is one of the poems from the Songs of Innocence. So, it is in the form of a child addressing a little lamb, and the child is very curious to know who created the lamb and made it graze on meadows and banks of rivers. And what strikes the child is the absolute freedom enjoyed by the lamb, and it is feeding on grass freely, which was supplied by the nature. And and the child is amazed that how the lamb can bear the hot and cold climate, and it's surprised that it is God has given him the soft wool, that is its natural dress, which protecting it from rain and heat. And then the child goes on to praise that the lamb's assets is the tender bleating sound, which was echoing all through the valleys with pleasure. And it does not get any reply from the lamb, who is its creator, but the child draws certain parallel between the creator and the lamb, that is, the creator and the creature. The Christ, the creator, Christ, is as gentle and meek and humble as lamb. And he, as I said, he represented God himself, and the child goes on to trace a similarity between the lamb and God. And Christ also born as a child, and both the lamb and the child are images of Christ in this poem. And at last, the child winds up the poem by asking the blessings of God over the little lamb. And in this poem, Blake emphasizes the importance of Christ and his qualities, that is, meekness and gentleness and the kindness and the protectiveness, and compassionate towards human being and also all the creatures he has created. The lamb extols innocence, but The limitations of innocence are exposed by Blake in his songs of experience. So, in the next poem, it has been taken from the collection of songs of experience, that is The Tiger. So, thank you for watching this video, and the next video will be on The Tiger by William Blake. It has been taken from the collection of poems entitled Songs of Experience. Thank you for watching me.